Hey everyone, Kyle once again. Welcome back to another movie review, and for this one, um, I'm reviewing another animated film, which came out last year, already a year ago, and it's an anime film I enjoy, and it was in my top list of favorite films of 2014, and this was the highest grossing animated film of the year 2014, and the that I'm reviewing is Big Hero 6. Was released November 7th, last year, and we became the highest grossing animated film of the year 2014, beating out How to Train Your Dragon 2. Yeah, there you go. It came out, got a lot of praise. Seven as a 7.7 on no 7.9 IMDb and as an 89% Rotten Tomatoes. It got a lot of praise. It won the Academy Award for Best Animated Feature. It didn't win the Golden Globe because for Best Animated Feature because that went to How to Train Your Dragon 2. But I like Big Hero 6. How to Train Your Dragon 2, which I still like more though because that's my favorite film of the year 2014 / animated film. But I enjoy Big Hero 6. And this is the first animated film that Disney animated film that is released by use Marvel comic book characters, because the thing is also on the same team called Big Hero 6 from Marvel Comics. And it's directed by has two directors, directed by Don Hall and Chris Williams. Chris Williams was a co-director for the other Disney animated film called Bolt, and Don Hall, who directed the 2011 Winnie the Pooh film. I thought that was nice. You know, the director of Winnie the Pooh and helped direct this big animated film, which I love. Winnie the Pooh, 2011, and it came out on the weekend of November 7th. It was the same weekend that it opened at the same time with Christopher Nolan's Interstellar with Matthew McConaughey. I remember doing a vlog that it was going to be good competition between these two films. And at the end of the day, this film opened up number one with like 54 million, I believe. And while Christopher Nolan's Interstellar ended up in a close second place with like 47, I think it was. I knew it was going to be tough competition over that weekend, and easily one of these films could have been number one, but overall it was Big Hero 6. And both these films were making pretty close to each other, because this Interstellar became the 10th highest grossing film of 2014 with 670 something million, while this film became the 11th highest grossing film, just below Interstellar. The 11th highest grossing film of 2014 with 657 million. So these two are like pretty those two films are like pretty close. And I like first of all, I like Interstellar, even though there was a couple of nitpicks, especially at the end though. But regardless, I like Matthew McConaughey in that film, and overall, and it was visually beautiful to look at of Interstellar. So I like Interstellar. So one day I'll have to do a review of that film though, but. I enjoyed Big Hero 6, and the cast and the voice casting I liked. But getting into the story, takes place in this this is in the fictional city, which is combination of San Francisco and Tokyo, calling it San Fransokyo. And there's this boy named Hiro Hamada. He's this teenage boy who lives with his older brother Takashi and their aunts, because their parents died, so they're both living with their aunt. And Hero is the show is a hero. They're doing this illegal robot fight battle, and he has like a robot that's like a nano robot, and it like has a happy face and switches to a mean face, and it takes its body takes apart, totally destroys the one robot, and he wins the money. Some people get upset, they go after him, and Takashi shows up to help get away. You know, Takashi does not. They eventually both get put in jail for doing illegal robot fighting, but they get bailed up by their hands. And then the hero quickly wants to go out and do it again, but this time Takashi has a better idea. It helped assign him joining to this university he goes at, and he goes to this university and meets up with the other friends like Wasabi, played by Damon Wayans Jr. I think it was. Yeah, Damon Wayans Jr. A girl named Gogo, voiced by Jamie Chung. Another one by the name of Honey Lemon, played by Genesis Rodriguez, I think what the name was. And Fred, played by T.J. Miller, who always have a problem pointing out things, but T.J. Miller, who voices Tough Nut in How to Train Your Dragon films, he voices a Fred, and like he shows like a front cover book, front of a comic book that he likes to be like this giant lizard, fire-breathing lizard, which a while back I look at the image of the comics and think that's what Fred became, but it shows a little nod that way how he was in the comic books, but he says he wants to be like some kind of monster. So they all have these futuristic, inventions. Like Wasabi creates these lasers to cut things, and Honey Lemon has these chemicals, and Gogo creates these super wheels. I don't think Fred has invented anything yet, but and then Takashi just shows his brother his invention, Baymax, who he made to his who's an inflatable robot who is supposed to be medical, shows all of them to help people with medicine and whatever. Like it's like, hi, I am Baymax, your personal healthcare companion. And when he scans to see if you're healthy, and when you're done, he says, I'm satisfied with my care, and then he goes back into his little box. And then they meet the head of the robotics university, Professor Callahan, voiced by James Cromwell. But James Cromwell's been in a lot of other movies. Like he was a crooked cop. He was a crooked cop in L.A. Confidential, and remember him in Star Trek: First Contact, and also iRobot, The Longest Yard. Years back, he was in the mystery comedy, which I like, Murder by Death. He's been in a lot of other movies, and that's why I say that James Cromwell does a voice in this. So he's the head of the robotics program of the university, and he tells the hero you can join up and also take a shot at this display, which there's this program where they're showing all the people display their works and stuff. So first he tries what to do, then he gets an idea from his little nanobot robot, so he decides to make an invention that he shows at the place where people showcase their stuff. He made like all these nanobots to help do stuff. If you had this mind control thing, and they make all these nanobots do anything to help construct stuff, and millions of them can do form a lot of things. And he's impressed a lot of people. And there's this other guy from this place called he owns this place called Crytek, voiced by Alan Tudyk. He's been also in other movies as well. if you know, mostly it's been like in Serenity or the show Firefly and Dodgeball, or even Tucker Dale versus Evil, which I enjoy. He was Tucker, and he offers to take Hero in, but he kindly declines, and he will also join this university. And as they leave, him and his brother talk, and while there's this fire at the university, and that Professor Callahan is still in there, so Takashi runs in, tries to save him, but then there's an explosion, and his brother died, and which they also assume that the Professor Callahan is dead as well. So now Hero becomes all upset, and it's been like some time later, and he actually stubs his what was his toe or his arm, I think, and Baymax is activated because he hears that he hurt himself. And this is what like I see in the trailer where he's trying to squeeze his way around the bed and knocks over some books. He's already scanning him again, as he actually trips and falls up between the bookcase and the bed, and he also keeps on falling off him, and he's saying ow and ow, and Baymax keeps like trying to repeat the same sentence, and it's like, are you okay or whatever, and just and one of the nanobites that he had is moving, and they put it in a little case, and it sees it's moving as Baymax is trying to say it's going in one direction. It's like it's trying to go somewhere, so Baymax takes the thing and follows it where it's trying to go to, and Hero follows him all the way to this warehouse. As they go inside, they find there's this conveyor belt that's producing all these nanobots, like millions of them, and then this guy in a kabuki mask attacks them using the same which they figure out he's using the same the headband to control the nanobites. They eventually get out, and he goes to a police station, tells the officer, and Baymax, like, he has some holes in the legs he can place, and as you saw in the trailer, there's a few holes. He keeps on whistling, making this whistling sound, and he's putting tape on his arms, and which really as behind the police officer, there's the papers of wanted criminals, and if you look closely, there's a picture of Hans from Frozen. Little Easter egg there. So, but the policeman doesn't believe, so he runs all the way home. While Baymax his battery's low, he's like, low battery. So he puts him in the box to recharge himself. So he figures a way how to fight. Wants to make Baymax fight the guy. So he builds himself a little a chip like inside, like right here, where his brother made a thing where to be a medical assistant, and so he makes a chip to make him learn combat. So he also builds himself a suit, which was a green suit, not this one yet though, but learns how to punch, break stuff. So they think he's ready, so they go all the way back to the warehouse, but it's empty, so they found that it's at the dock. And his friends show up. They called him, like Baymax called them, and they get attacked by the nanobites, which they're retrieving something from the sea, and they get car chase, and Wasabi is driving, like, they can stop, like, it's red. Oh, I know it's red. I can't go. It's a red light. So Go-Go takes the wheel and starts speeding, and Fred said, "Oh, we're being chased by a supervillain." But then they all eventually get pushed in the water, and the car always down the bomb, and Baymax inflates himself to be like a life preserver. So they don't know where else to go, and then Fred offers to go to his place, which found he's a he's a rich kid, and he has this big mansion. He has a butler, and dude is, hey, what's up? I don't know what the butler's name is. And earlier there's like the Baymax trying to do the fist pump like earlier what Hero was trying to do. He's like, and Baymax goes like, "Buh." I always thought that was kind of funny. So and then he's showing you and sees his family pictures on the wall and found out that his father is a picture is in the family portrait of his mother and him and his father, um resembles Stan Lee. So when they find he goes into his room and they try to figure out what to do. So then they eventually gets the idea that he wants to make them superheroes. So they build their own suits with their own abilities. Like Wasabi, he has these hands to cut stuff using from his invention, and Go-Go makes these fast wheels on her feet to make her skate faster. Honey Lemon makes all these little chemical balls that whatever the sort make them like stick or something. And Fred Fred gets his own monster suit that jumps high and breathes fire, and he builds Baymax this suit which he can fly and whatever. Shoots out hand punches, and while Hero is sat on riding on his back and flying throughout the city. So the leader Ray uses the scan to show where wherever the thermal scan or whatever leads into this island off the bay. Leads into this abandoned factory or whatever. They go down there. They find this room where the controls all these TVs and shows what happened before. You see what's the guy's name? What the guy's name? Cry. His invention was like using like teleportation to go from one portal to the end of another, and there was a pilot that went there and something went wrong, and then the pilot never came out. Then the guy in the mask attacks them. They try to get the mask off because to stop the nanobites. And eventually the guy the guys, all the friends that they eventually start screwing up, but they eventually get the mask comes off, and they find out it's Professor Callahan that he's doing this because he survived the fire with he surrounded himself with all the nanobites, and Hero gets upset that his brother went to save him, and he said that was his mistake, and this upsets Hero very much, and he tells Baymax to destroy him, but Baymax doesn't want to, so he removes out his medical chip and just the combat switch, and it makes his eyes turn red and starts going after Callahan. The friends try to stop him, which they eventually put back the medical chip in, and Callahan gets away, and this upsets Hero more, so he heads back to his garage, and then starts getting more upset, and Baymax says Takashi is in here, which he shows him right here on his stomach. Shows video footage of Takashi building Baymax and tries to get him to work out how many tries he has, but he's not giving up on him, and shows he finally got Baymax right, and he shows him that he's happy that he made Baymax correct, and then this makes Hero happy to see his brother. And Honey Lemon has a flash drive to show what really happened. Footage back at that lab. It shows Professor Callahan getting upset with Cry, and because the woman pilot that they sent to the portal was his daughter, and he feared that she is dead, so that's why he's upset and he wants to get revenge on Cry. So he goes to his place, and he starts destroying his place because he retrieved the stuff from the sea to rebuild that portal and to suck everything in. So then they show up and they get outnumbered, but then Hero tells them to look beyond wherever it's like look outside the box or whatever, and they find ways to get themselves out of it. And Hero gets the idea where more nanobites get sucked into the portal, so they get to tell him to make him use up all the nanobites till he has no more nanobites to control. So he gets the mask and just crushes it, and all the nanobites go flying up. And they knock the thing down, but it's still active, and they try to leave, but Baymax senses life inside within the portal, and it's a female, which is Callahan's daughter, and she's alive, but she's in a deep sleep. So Hero and Baymax try to go in. They sit like in this kind of like a space universe, or whatever, and all the debris in there. They find I wouldn't say the little maybe the little ship, I would say, and she's in it asleep. And they try to head back, but a big chunk of wall gets in the way, and Baymax takes a big hit, so he has enough energy to shoot out his hand to give him enough push back into the portal, but he's not gonna be able to make it. And Baymax tells him they should go, and he stays in there. Says, I cannot eject his hand without saying, are you satisfied with my care? Hero doesn't want to do it because Baymax is the only thing that his brother had left. He doesn't want to do it, but eventually he says it and shoots out of his hand to give him the push back to the portal as Baymax disappears into the distance. And then after that, Callahan is arrested after seeing his daughter's alive, after realizing what all he has done. He assumed that she was dead, and now he's getting taken away into jail. And now, sometime later, he's at the university, like his own room where to make the stuff in. He has Baymax's hand there, and you see something in his hand, which is he left his medical chip in there. So now he uses it to build another Baymax with the memories and stuff, and gives him a big hug. And the show ends with them, flying through the city, like superhero style. And after all the credits have gone, it shows Fred back at his house, and he finds a secret room that his dad is like a secret superhero, and his dad comes in, which is Stan Lee, which, cartoon face of Stan Lee, and it was like a cameo appearance from Stan Lee, which I thought was kind of nice. Like, he had this thing, what Fred mentioned earlier, he uses, change his underwear, inside, outward, front ways, back ways, whatever, and he says, son, we have a lot to discuss about. I thought it was kind of fun was because in the secret wall he had superhero girl gear and stuff. Because I have to see that cartoon version of Stan Lee there. That is his father. So, and then, but I enjoyed Big Hero 6, and they said that after this, they said they plan on doing a sequel, which I look forward to seeing, see what they can do. So they got a sequel. I'll look forward to seeing. The animation was well enough done. How the look of the animation is. The voice cast, I thought they were good. Ryan Potter, who voiced Hero, was good. Scott Adsit, who voiced Baymax, was good. T.J. Miller as Fred. The other voice cast, they were pretty good as well. James Cromwell, Alan Tudyk. The voice cast did a pretty good job, especially for the voices of Hero and Baymax, and even T.J. Miller as Fred, because he voiced Tough Nut in How to Train Your Dragon series. So I always look forward to seeing what they do with the sequel. Best animated film of the year, which they said is the best animated film of the year. I can see it's two of the best. This film and How to Train Your Dragon 2, but I still pick How to Train Your Dragon 2. But very, very close second with Big Hero 6 that I do enjoy. So yeah, two best films of anime films of 2014 is this film and How to Train Your Dragon 2, but I would still pick How to Train Your Dragon 2 because it's my favorite film of the year. But I enjoyed Big Hero 6. And it's on for I'm trying to find it. $102. That's where it is. It's on for 102 minutes, and it went at a good pace. It was never boring. For features, has behind the big animator 6, the characters behind the characters, like the artist who made the colorful team, as it says back here. And it features that animated short called Feast, which I saw in the theater. They played and before the movie began. Played this animated short called Feast about this little dog who liked to eat a lot of foods and stuff. Cute little shorts. But I enjoyed Big Hero 6, so I look forward to seeing a sequel. Of course, they decided to make a sequel to Wreck-It Ralph, Frozen. But I think they remember they didn't talk to make a sequel to Tangled, but sequel to Wreck-It Ralph, The Incredibles, this film, and Frozen. But they have not talked about make a sequel to Tangled unless I missed something. Oh well. So. Yeah. Big Hero 6 has it all: humor, heart, and huggability from this person from New York Daily News. But I enjoyed Big Hero 6. I still prefer How to Train Your Dragon 2 more because it's my favorite anime film, but this I still enjoy. I would put this as second best anime film of 2014. So yeah, so that's my review for Big Hero 6. Thanks for watching and stay tuned on the next movie review. Later.